Alrighty, looks like everybody's in attendance and we can get this meeting going. Terry, are you all set? Terry Locke, is he all set? Can you hear me? Terry, can you hear me? Great. Alrighty, we'll call this meeting to order. I want to mention that we are doing the Zoom meeting. It's an electronic meeting. The guidelines went out and the notification went out with the information that's in the stuff that we're gonna, the business that we're gonna do at the meeting here tonight. I also want to mention that because it's an electronic meeting, all votes are going to be by a roll call vote, and your name will be called, and you'll be asked to vote that way. And if you have anything, any input, please make sure that you let me know. You can wave your hand and so that I can see you so that you can talk. So we'll call the meeting to order. We will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mrs. Burt.
Present.
Mrs. Fafdal.
Present.
Mrs. Anderson.
Present.
Ms. Miller.
Here.
Mrs. Funk, yes. Mr. Klee.
Here.
Mr. Castle.
Here. Here.
We are all here.
So the next item on the agenda is additions or deletions to the agenda. And I just want those joining us to know that we had our 4:30 p.m. closed session meeting. So number 7, we've already done that earlier. So that's coming off the agenda. And just to be clear, we'll only be having one public comment section tonight. So do we have any other additions or deletions on the agenda, Madam Clerk?
No, we do not.
Thank you. We'll move on to public comment. If you'd like to address the board, I'd ask that you would give me a hand wave so that I can know who wants to speak, and you'll be given 4 minutes to address the board. Anybody? Anyone? I'll ask one more time if there's anyone who'd like to address the board during the public comment section of our meeting. There's one person I don't know who that is on the phone. If you'd like to speak up, if you'd like to speak during public comment. Other than that, if not, then we are going to move on to let's see, approval or corrections in the minutes. Are there any corrections to the minutes for the regular meeting, June 15th, 2020?
Anderson moves that we approve minutes for June 15, 2020.
Is there a second to the motion?
Support.
Was that you, Trustee Vert?
Yep.
Any discussion or conversation on the approving the minutes? And I would love to ask if everyone's in favor, signify by saying aye, but we're going to do a roll call vote. Madam Clerk.
Mrs. Burt.
Yes.
Mrs. Fafdal.
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson.
Yes.
Ms. Miller.
Yes.
Mrs. Funk, yes. Mr. Klee.
Yes.
Mr. Castle.
Yes.
The minutes have been approved.
Thank you. So we'll move on to reports. And I'll start with my report this evening, which it's not much. I want to let you know that we're moving forward on bidding out the roads that we're going to be doing with our municipal street funds. And Mike Pfeiffer's also working on the special assessment district engineering plans. And we should be setting the second public hearing for each of those after the bids go out, so that we know the approximately the cost per parcel for assessment. And so look for those coming up here July, August. All work will be completed by the end of this construction season on all those roads. I wanted to let you know. Trustee Vert let us know last time also that, or right after, I can't remember, during the meeting, after the meeting, you'll notice if you drive by Bristol and Van Slyke that work is continuing on Van Slyke Road. And it'll be several more weeks till that's finished, but that'll be a mill and pave. And what else did I want to say? Since we've opened, we have completed 3 weeks and 1 day since we reopened the offices. And there has been a lot of work. We have done a lot of things to get compliant with the governor's requirements as far as sanitizing and cleaning. And we have limited those who are allowed in our lobby, depending on the size of the lobby in our meeting, our lunchrooms and such. And we are all wearing face masks around here when we can't social distance and have a distance of 6 feet between us. And yet, having been open 3 weeks, I've gotten a couple of complaints. The state has done an investigation twice. MIOSHA's investigated. We also have a complaint from the union, which is going to require a special conference. So despite our best efforts, and it has taken a lot of effort to do this, we still are having complaints. And we have, I would say, our employees, we have some who are nonchalant and are not concerned about coming to work and being in the company of others, to there are some people who haven't come back to work. One's working from home, we're making an accommodation. Another is not working from home, and we're trying to accommodate her, see what happens. We have, let's see, some people who are here who are not coming out of their office because they are such a great concern over possibly contracting the virus. And it has been a lot to be a hall monitor here and make sure that everyone's in compliance. And to that end, I'm letting the board know I'm considering getting more cameras in the hallways and other rooms, so that when someone makes an accusation, I can't be everywhere at the same time. So if need be, we'll be doing that here based on the number of complaints that I've received about non-compliance. I just, if you want to stop in and see for yourself, be my guest. It's been a lot of work. That's my report this evening. Madam Clerk, do you have a report?
Yes, I do. I just wanted to let everyone know that ballots were mailed out on Friday. They've already hit the mailboxes because we received some back today. We mailed out 5,877 absentee ballots. To put that in perspective, in August of 2016, 1,788 ballots were issued. 1,631 of those ballots were sent back. The highest numbers before that, November 2016 for the presidential, we issued, and 4,145 ballots were returned. So between August 2016 and August 2020, that's a 360% increase in ballots requested and sent. And that's pretty much what is showing across the state. I saw 360% in one article, and then I saw 350% in another article. So well over 1 million, excuse me, absentee ballots have been issued across the state of Michigan for the state primary in August. And that's all I have.
Kathy, can you give that number again on the number of ballots that you've, absentee ballots that you've issued based on requests for 2020, August?
5,877.
Thank you. Anything else in your report, Madam Clerk?
No.
Madam Treasurer, do you have a report for us this evening?
Just a notice I have, for those of you who may not know, I serve on that Carragandi Water Authority, and there will be a meeting taking place, and I'll just read this. Please take notice that the KWA board meeting scheduled to be held on Wednesday, August 19th, per resolution 2019-04 has been canceled. The meeting of the incorporating board of the Carragandi Water Authority will be held on Monday, August 17th, 2020 at 9:45 a.m. local time on the fiscal year 2020-2021 budget. The location of the meeting will be held at the Genesee County Water Treatment Plant, located at 4414 Stanley Road, Columbiaville, Michigan. The meeting of the Authority Board of the Carragandi Water Authority will be held on Monday, August 17th, 2020 at 10 o'clock a.m. local time, or as soon after as the incorporating board meeting adjourns on the fiscal year 2020-2021 budget. The location of the meeting will be held again at the Genesee County Water Treatment Plant, located at 4414 Stanley Road. All citizens wishing to express opinions or make statements during this meeting are invited to attend. This notice is posted on our, right outside our door of the main entrance of the township building. And they do have a copy of the budget that is attached with that as well. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Do we have any trustee reports this evening?
I have none.
Trustee Vert?
Yes, I wanted to let everybody know that on July 11th, which is this coming Saturday, a group from New Creation Church is going to do a trail cleanup. And it'll be from 9:30 to 12. And they're going to park in the police parking lot, and they're going to work their way all the way up to Dutcher. And whatever bags they will make sure they pick up. And a rain date is July 18th. If it rains.
I don't think so.
Maybe it'll rain. I don't know. That's it. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Yep.
Let's see, Carol said she's done. Trustee Klee, any reports? No. Trustee Castle, a report? No. We'll move on to staff. Chief Stadler, do you have a report for us this evening?
Yes, I do. Thank you. And good evening to all. Your fire department has responded to 64 incidents since the last board meeting. This has been a very busy 3-week stretch for us with hot and very dry conditions, and we are averaging 3 calls per day. In addition to incidents, we completed annual department hose testing where we tested 16,150 feet of hose and used 183 man hours. Noteworthy alarms during this period, we like to sometimes report examples of keeping a small problem small, as we pride ourselves in this practice. On the 26th, we responded to Cambridge Square Apartments, a possible structure fire with smoke in the building. Our personnel did a great job finding the cause of the smoke and eliminating the hazard. The smoke was caused by an ice maker auger motor that overheated and burned in a refrigerator unit. We removed the unit from the apartment and ventilated the smoke. On the 27th, we responded to the Red Roof Inn, a possible structure fire with smoke in the building. Our personnel traced the cause of the smoke to the AC unit that had overheated and removed that hazard as well. Also on the 27th, we responded to Corona and Dye, where we extricated one occupant from a vehicle at the scene of a vehicle accident. A very busy holiday weekend over the 4th, with not only very hot and dry conditions, but also numerous incidents that were related to the careless use of fireworks. We responded to 13 incidents on Saturday and Sunday that included a structure fire, a vacant structure, extensive damage to the home. This was in the 2000 block of South Graham. We had no injuries. Cause of that fire is under investigation. On this incident, we were assisted by Swartz Creek and Mundy Township. On Sunday, we assisted our police department on multiple vehicle accidents on northbound I-75. In community announcements, a reminder to our residents, due to the very dry conditions, we are not issuing any burn permits, any permits for open burning until we receive some significant rain. In upcoming activities, department training this week will be on pumps, saws, and power equipment, ropes and webbing, knots and lifts, also squad 16 setup. We do not have any action items for the agenda this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief Stadler. We'll move on to Lieutenant Brad Wangler. Do you have a report for us this evening?
I do. And again, thank you for having me. Since the last meeting, your Township Police Department has responded to over 2,200 calls for service. On June 18th, we actually had a group of our officers, 5 of them collectively, they're on the same squad, put their heads together and they decided they wanted to do something positive. So they actually came to the police station and they decided to weed our flower beds in front of the station. They also put down mulch that was given to the police department, compliments of Fick landscape supplies. Officers also partnered with the Kingdom of Heaven Ministries on June 25th, and a group of us started there at the church, and we picked up litter along Dutcher Road north of Lennon. We went probably about a quarter mile on each side of the road. Kind of surprising to see how much litter was right there. And then actually most recent as today, at approximately 7:55 a.m., your officers with the Township Police Department, we went to the 2300 block of Austin's Parkway at a local motel for the report of a shooting. When we arrived, learned that a 44-year-old male resident of Flint Township who was staying at the motel had been shot, and the suspect had fled the scene after the shooting. The victim was taken to a local hospital, and he's currently listed in stable condition. Your investigators were able to quickly identify the 37-year-old suspect and located him inside of a home in the 3200 block of Augusta Street. After about a 3-hour standoff, the suspect finally surrendered to police and was interviewed by investigators. After these interviews, he will be lodged at the Genesee County Jail, and we will be presenting the case to the Genesee County Prosecutor's Office for formal charges. And just of note, we were assisted at the scene by the Michigan State Police ES team, City Flint Police Department, Genesee County Sheriff's Office, and the Metro Police Authority of Genesee County. No items for the agenda, and that is the end of my report.
Trying to use good etiquette. So I think that's it for our staff reports. I don't think we have any committee reports. Trustee Fafdell, do you have a report from the Planning Commission?
She has to unmute herself.
You are on mute.
We have a meeting scheduled for Thursday at
Great.
6.
6 p.m.
Yes.
Is that going to be Zoom or here in
As far
person?
as I know, it's going to be, well, I haven't heard. I haven't got the memo. The
Okay.
last one we had was here, so good possibility it would be here.
Okay, thank you. And I think that's it on the committee meetings. We canceled the road advisory committee meeting because we didn't have any business. And I think Trustee Castle, the ZBA hasn't met, have they? You're muted.
No, it is not meant. It hasn't met for 2 months.
Okay. Alrighty, so we're gonna move on to number 12. Madam Treasurer, payment of bills.
Everything came under the off run, so we do not have anything for board approval for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, are there any correspondence or informational items?
No, there is not.
Alrighty, so we're gonna move on to new business. Action item A. You have before you the interlocal agreement with Flint Township and the Downtown Development Authority. In one of the meetings last fall, the DDA requested that the 2 employees who are DDA employees be strictly township employees, and they just want to contract out for services. They don't want any supervision over them. They just want them to do the work and the township do the rest, as far as payroll, as far as benefits, as far as evaluations and supervision. So that agreement is before you. It's been approved. Our attorneys helped draw it up, and it's been, I've talked with the Chairman Cooper on making it as simple as possible, and the DDA has approved it. So it comes before us for our approval, if that's what we want to do. And if so, a motion would be in order to move forward.
Cleve would move that we accept the interlocal agreement with Flint Township Downtown Development Authority. The motion to approve the agreement for the services of the Economic Enhancement Director and for the services of the Deputy Director.
Which makes them township employees. That's
Correct.
Already.
That's-
So is there a second to that motion?
Second it.
Pfaffdal seconds. Any discussion, any questions on the motion to approve the interlocal agreement?
I have a quick question. This is Kathy.
Go ahead.
Is that going to change? I know that with the deputy director, I don't believe she has a pension. Is that going to change anything with her being a township employee, or am I mistaken about that?
She has a defined contribution.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that she had, so, okay, that was my only question.
Alrighty. Any other questions or comments? No? Hearing none. Madam Clerk, roll call please to approve the interlocal agreement between the Charter Township of Flint and the Flint Township DDA to make both the director and the deputy director township employees contracted out for their services to the DDA.
Mrs. Pfaffdal,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Ms. Miller,
Yes.
Mrs. Funk, yes. Mr. Klee,
Yes.
Mr. Castle,
Yes.
Mrs. Vert,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. Action item B is the sale of township property 2055 Lavelle Road. You have in your board packet a letter from Lucas Peterson to purchase the property. It's a vacant lot at 2055 Lavelle Road. And you might ask, if it's a vacant lot, why does it have an address? And it used to be improved, and there was a house that we demolished because it was in that bad a shape. So you have the offer in front of you to purchase that lot, and you have the information. I included it from the assessment department as far as the legal information for that lot. And Mr. Lucas Peterson is offering $250 to purchase that vacant lot, parcel number 07-03-551-027. If we want to move forward, a motion is in order.
I move that we accept the proposal from Lucas Peterson for the purchase of vacant land formerly known as 2055 Lavelle Road in the amount of $250.
Is there a second to the motion?
Anderson, support.
Any discussion? Any questions on the motion?
Isn't he the property owner right next door?
You know, he's in the process of purchasing that. He leases that house right now.
Right,
He'll
right.
be purchasing that. He's made sure the water bill's paid, and he wants to buy this vacant lot, and he wants to purchase the house that he's renting right now, and that's that.
Well, it'll help him make his property that
Yep.
much more valuable.
Yes, and it puts it back on the tax roll. And
Yes, it does.
taking care of it, we won't have to. And I think that's it.
Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, roll call please, Madam Clerk, on selling the vacant lot formerly known as 2055 Lavelle Road to Lucas Peterson in the amount of $250. And once he gets that other lot, we'll encourage him to combine those properties so that there's no confusion when it comes to paying the taxes. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Ms. Miller,
Yes.
Mrs. Funk, yes. Mr. Klee,
Yes.
Mr. Castle,
yes,
Mrs. Burt,
yes,
Mrs. Faftall,
yes,
motion carries.
Thank you. Action item C is the sale of township property. Oh, let me get to that. It is, let's see. It's to purchase the property at 2105 Mill Road, formerly known as Old Thompson Creek Turkey Farm, parcel number 07-03-551-027. So as you can see, it was a tax reverted property. We had approved a sale to Pastor Brown, who was a member of the church next door, in the amount of $30,000. And they have not moved forward on that. And it's been, March was a year, so it's been over a year. China Brown has submitted a letter to offer $20,000 for the purchase of the property. And you have the legal description from the assessment department in your board packet. I know right now that property is going to require some work, a lot of work, inside and out. And if we want to do this, a motion is in order to move forward. It looks as if, according to her letter, he was offering 20,000 and, or maybe even a little higher based on what we thought. So would someone like to make a motion to move forward?
I make a motion that we approve the offer of China Brown to purchase 2055 Lavelle Road from the township in the amount of 20,000.
There's a mistake in that motion on the memo. It's not Lavelle Road, it's Mill Road.
Mill, yes, I was
Mill
gonna
Road.
say Mill Road.
Sorry.
That's all right. So you have a motion. Is there a second to that motion? Purchase for China Brown to purchase a property at 2105 Mill Road in the amount of $20,000. Is there a second to the motion?
Funk, second.
Is there any questions or discussion on the motion? I was kind of thinking that we might counter offer. We were able to get an offer of 30,000 before, and I was thinking we might counter offer at 25, but I don't know if the board's interested in doing that. I know it needs to be back on the tax roll, and the place is a mess, and we've had it boarded up. We've had to board it a couple times, and it will be good to have someone else take care of it.
My question to everyone was, is it going to become a church?
No, you notice in her letter of intent, she's
I-
hoping to open up a restaurant and a boutique.
Right, I know. I did read that. And reading the letter, I was, you read through the letter and you look at the letter as a whole, but I'm just hoping, like you said, back on the tax rolls, that it doesn't end up as not that Pastor Brown wasn't going to do a good thing with it, but we would lose it as a tax roll again.
She mentions in the letter that she's working with the Small Business Association, hopefully to get a grant or a loan to purchase. And she says she's got a plan. Maybe they're helping her work with that.
Okay.
I haven't gone that deep in that in depth into conversation with her, but okay. Any other discussion?
I have a question.
Yes.
So what is there a timeline on this?
She asked that question. She wanted to know what our board was requesting, the timeline on her rehab.
Right,
And I'd say we can give her, I mean, once we sell it to her, it's kind of out of our hands, but something should be done with that place within, 6 months to a year. I wouldn't want to, and what do we do at that point? If we sell it to her and it's not done in a year, what are we going to do? Did you have any other thoughts, Barb?
what?
Did you have any other thoughts?
No, I just, the fact that we're going to sell it a year ago and it's just been sitting, I don't want to see it just sit and nothing be done for another year.
The outside of the building, if she doesn't clean it up
Right.
pretty quick, she'll get a notice of violation.
That's true.
But the inside could, it's in bad shape. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. I'll have to talk with our building official, but we can let her know that she'll have a certain amount of time to get the outside of the building in good shape so that she's not getting a notice of violation. I would hope by the end of the year we see improvements, which is what is that, 5 months? So if we agree to this, we'll do what we've done before, and I'm gonna try and bring the a policy for sales of property to the township board. So what we'll do with this is we're gonna quit claim the deed over to her. She's gonna pay cash. We'll give her the deed. We'll have to register it, and then we're done with the property, and then it will be in her hands. And I'll let her know that she needs to concentrate on making sure the outside's up to par because it's in bad shape. Any other discussion on this motion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, roll call please on the motion to sell 2105 Mill Road to China Brown in the amount of $20,000.
Ms. Miller,
Yes.
Mrs. Funk, yes. Mr. Klee,
Yes.
Mr. Castle,
Yes.
Mrs. Vert,
Yes.
Mrs. Fastow,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Action item D, Madam Clerk.
This is what we normally do every year at this time, is to update the signature card for the Community Development Block Grant Fund. So I would make a motion that we approve the following signatories for the Charter Township of Flint. That'd be Clerk Kathy Funk, Deputy Clerk Angie Tykeson, Treasurer Lisa R. Anderson, and Deputy Treasurer Demetra Thornton.
We would move, excuse me, to accept and approve the motion per stated by Clerk Kathy Funk.
So Kathy, did you make the motion?
Yes, I did.
I thought she read it. Okay, I'll second. I thought she was reading it. My fault.
I wasn't sure either. All righty. Any discussion on that? Madam Clerk, roll call please on updating the signature card for Community Development Block Grant Funds for the county.
Mrs. Funk, yes. Mr. Klee,
Yes.
Mr. Castle,
Yes.
Mrs. Vert,
Yes.
Mrs. Fastow,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson. Is that a yes? There was an echo, so I didn't hear the yes.
I can hear you, Lisa. She's trying to unmute.
Still down. Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Where'd she go?
We lost the video.
He votes yes.
Is that good, Kathy?
What? I didn't hear what Carol said.
It was a yes vote.
Ms. Miller,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. Number 15, announcements. Are there any announcements, Madam Clerk?
This is the next board meeting will be held July 20th at 6 p.m.
So I believe it's probably going to be a Zoom meeting, but we'll let you know. Other than that, if there's no further business and without objection, we'll call this meeting adjourned. Thank you for being here. Stay cool.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.